Hello YouTube, Sam here from youtube.com/onlivegamer for the new Boston. And in this tutorial we're going to be talking more about the calculator, and I'm going to do a brief description of each of the button click handlers for all the buttons here. So let's go ahead and get started. And if you don't know what we're talking about, then move back a couple tutorials and you'll see what it is. Now, in the last tutorial before we left, I told you to do the button subtract sub for yourself. Now, if you did it, that's great, and if not, I'm going to do a little brief description of what it is. Now, it's very similar to the add, in fact, almost identical, but instead of using is adding, we created a new global boolean called is subtracting, and we set that equal to false. We did this for each one of them too: is subtracting, is multiplying, is dividing, and is modulus, but we didn't do it for pi. So then we'll just declare answer, and then we'll call our subtract function, and we will convert these to our data types that we need. And then we just set the text, and we set it to read only, and we changed is subtracting, and then we did else if is subtracting then, and we did all this right in here. Now, we did the same thing for each of the other ones. For button divide, we just used the divide function instead and created a new boolean called is dividing. Same thing for multiply and modulus, but in pi we did this a little bit different. They only need one number when they're doing it by pi. So all we did is if textsum1.text.length does not equal 0, then we're going to call the pi function, and we'll just send it textsum1.text, and we set the answer to the answer.to string, and we set textsum2.text to pi. So we did string.format 0n3 math.pi. So what this is going to do is it's going to give us a decimal number that is 3 decimal places long, and we set textsum2.readOnly equal to true. Now here's all of our functions that do our math for us, and down in the revert bool sub, I just went ahead and set all of the other booleans equal to false, and this is called when they click the clear button. Now let's go ahead and add one more thing before we finish the program. So let's go ahead and make this fit a little bit better. We're going to come over here to our toolbox, and we will add a tooltip. So we will set the name of this to TL tip pi. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to come over to form1.vb, and we will find our pi sub, or the sub that handles the button pi click. Now what we could do is show that tooltip when they click it, but instead we want to do it when they hover their mouse over it. So come over here and find pi, we'll click the lightning bolt, and we'll come over here to mouse hover. So whenever they hover their mouse over it, what do we want to do? So we'll do tooltip pi, and then we'll add dot. So tooltip pi dot set tooltip. Now this takes two arguments, our control and our caption. So what our control is going to be is button pi. So our tooltip is going to be connected to button pi, and we'll set the caption to only one value is needed in the first value field. Okay, so now that we've set our tooltip, we've connected it to our button and set the caption for it, we can go ahead and run this, and you can see when they hover their mouse over pi, it's going to say only one value is needed in the first value field. And if we type 23 and do pi, it fills it in with 3.142, which is the value of pi, and it gives us our answer. Now let's just go ahead and format that answer. So we'll come up here, we will find pi, so button pi, and we will set this to string.format, and we will format it to 3 decimal places. So 0, colon N3, close that off, and instead of converting answer to a string, we'll just go ahead and get rid of the dot to string. So now if we run this, we're going to add first number, and it'll say only one value is needed in the first value field. We click it, and it gives us second number is 3.142, and the answer is the answer, and it's been formatted to 3 decimal places. So you can go ahead and add other stuff to this calculator if you want, make it better, give it more functionality if you want to challenge. And if you do, go ahead and leave a video response, and I'll check it out and see what it's like. So thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for the next tutorial.